Hey, it's your boy Crypto Expat Life, back with another video. In this video we're going to talk about Toasted AVAX. We're going to talk about a couple of other really good miners in my opinion that are doing really well. I'm going to talk about a new one that's going to be launching, which is the same old. People are already promoting it. I will not be promoting it. I don't know what's wrong with these people. It's obvious now that these baked bean forks, these clones straight from baked beans, do not work. But people keep on launching them and promoting them. Why? Anyway, I want to go through some comments of some people have left comments on the channel, and also we're going to give away some money to some people in Central America, South America, El Salvador, through the Bitcoin Lightning Network wallet. So I will do that in the video because I want to support those people that are supporting Bitcoin. So let's roll that intro and let's just get into my thoughts on this and what's going on with this. This is a schmozzle. It's a royal screw up. So let's just get into the video. Hey guys, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so when I upload my latest vids you can get notified immediately. So this is kind of like, this has to be said. It's not going to be, it depends on which side of the fence you obviously sit on. There's still some staunch people in baked beans and in Toasted AVAX that just basically want to just lie and cover their ass because they want to just protect their own bags. But they know that baked beans is, the contract is going down, and if we look at today with Toasted AVAX, look at the contract. It's already 13,000. Like, this was 14,000. So basically this is already starting to drain. All right. Now the reason why I got into Toasted AVAX was because they said that it was going to support baked beans. They didn't say how much, but they said, you know what, this new miner is going to support baked beans. And that's why I got into it, because I wanted to support baked beans, because it only makes sense to, if they're going to take money out of this to bring back into baked beans, it's like another income source coming outside into the baked beans smart contract, right? They obviously have to do this manually, but that's why I joined it. I had good intentions for this, but now this is starting to drain because they prior to the launch, 24 hours or 23 hours actually prior to the launch, they had already let all the whales and they'd already bagged up. There was already like 7,000 10,000 AVAX already in it before 2 hours before they launched the AMA to tell everyone else in the group. So it's obviously had a negative reaction, because this is some people were saying, hey, this is going to go to 100,000 AVAX. It's not going to go to that, because what people are thinking in their mind are, I'm in baked beans and this is not going so well. If I join this, well, it's exactly the same clone. Especially those people that have not made their money back yet. That's what they're thinking. So they could have done a better job with this one and really kind of, done a custom, basically a custom baked beans, which Crops Farmer has done. This is the best miner right now. Okay, this is the best miner, and then they followed it up with this one, this BNB one, which is doing fantastic, and the contracts of these keep on going up because they've basically solved the problem with people eating. You can't eat unless if you do, you're going to get smashed in 80% tax, and that tax goes back into the people that goes back in the contract. So you can't game this system unless you take the penalty, and there's no point to it. You just play the game. It's forcing people to play the game, and that's what that was the flaw with baked beans and with Toasted AVAX. They're telling people do the 6-1 rule, but once the contract started going down and it sort of peaked at 35,000 BNB, then shit just changed. Everything, and shit hit the fan, and then everything was just turning to shit, right? And now this is, we've seen with Toasted AVAX, the community is clearly divided on this one, and they understand that the toasted AVAX is going to go the same way as baked beans. I mean, if you understand the baked beans contract, and you've been in baked beans for a long time, you'll understand that, you know, this. If they did a really good job on baked beans, and if this contract, I guarantee, if this contract was like 35, it was like went to 50,000, or it was still going up. All right, once we peaked at about 35, went down. But if it was, let's just say, if it was still going up, and we're at like 40,000 now, and still 1,000 BNB coming into this thing, I guarantee you that this thing would be at like 30,000 AVAX by now, because, you know, this is going great. Hey, you know what? This is going to make even more money, and it's feeding back in. You know, and I did a video yesterday that only 11 BNB was coming out of this based off the volume into this. In per day, it's going to be even less now because this has stopped. You know, the money has stopped coming into this. So I'm actually going to rebake this one. The reason being is because I already ate this morning. So I'm going to rebake it. Now, a lot of questions are like, oh, what are you doing? Are you rebaking? Are you following the 6-to-1 rule? No, well, I am following the 6-to-1 rule, but I'm not doing it over 6 days. There's no way. There's no point doing rebaking over 6 days, because as the contract drops, your toast or your beans are worth less and less per day. So, you know, you might have, I don't know, 1 million beans. 100 million beans. In a week's time, those 100 million beans are not going to be worth what they were week previous to that. It's like inflation. The dollar is losing its value. So, you know, people are still saying in the baked beans and the toasted AVAX, while the contract is going down, they're still saying 6-to-1 rule, and that is, in my opinion, that is a lie. Do not believe it, in the sense that they're saying you need to rebake for 6 days and you need to take out once a week. Dude, this thing's not going to be paying sweet FA in a week, right? Because what they're telling you is a lie, and they're telling you to do that because then they're cashing out. And I just think this is morally wrong, because people, you know, there's a lot of people in this group that they just blindly follow what the devs tell them, because that's just the way they're programmed. They're probably still at the day job. They do this every single day, and they don't even know that they're robots and zombies. They clock in, clock out, and they get told what to do by the boss, right? It's just, that's just the way they're programmed. That's the way their people have always run their life. It's pretty pathetic. But I mean, I was there, you know, 5 years ago. I was there, and I used to do that on a daily basis. Now, you guys get your day job, that's fine. You do what you got to do. But I'm telling you, if you really want to move, advance, and really, you know, live the life that you want to live, you got to start doing things. And you got to start thinking for yourself. All right. So this is what people are doing. They're just following the same old. They're getting told what to do because that's what they do at their job. They get told what to do, but they don't actually research it and find out exactly how this contract is actually working. I'm telling you now, don't rebake for 6 days and take profits for one. I am personally rebaking, and then I'm just taking the profits, and I'm doing this probably every second day. It's dragging out now, because as the contract is going down and down and down in baked beans, my beans are worth less and less. So what used to take me a day, now it's taking me 2 days. Then it'll take me 3 days. Then it'll take me 4 days to get the same amount of money in BNB, because everything is dropping, right? So if you rebake for 6 days, you're an idiot. Don't do it. Don't listen to them. There's no way that baked beans is going to recover if everyone rebakes. Even if they did, it still wouldn't recover. Because what's happening is some people are rebaking, the others are just cashing out. It's not going to work unless it's forced. Like something like this. Then you've got no choice. But baked beans here, if we go and have a look at the contract, yesterday, 1,622 BNB went out, 150 BNB came in. What does that tell you? It tells you that this thing is bleeding bad, and all the rebaking in the world is not going to help. It's not going to help, you know. The system is flawed. I mean, you know, we knew this from day one. The system is flawed. It's going to come to a point where, you know, these people are 90 days ago are now making, you know, 25,000 a week, and they're withdrawing, you know, and the longer and longer it goes on, then they'll start making more and more and more. And the contract is just going to be depleting. And unfortunately, you know, this is exactly what's happening now. It's already down, like, you know, I don't know, probably. Well, if we look at the contract, I can tell you exactly. This was 900,000 a day ago. Now it's 811. So where's 90,000 gone? I can tell you, it's gone because of the whales have taken it. That's why they're the ones that got in first. Remember. So don't join any more baked beans clones like this. Don't join them, because they're all going to meet the same fate. If you need to join something like this. Obviously, not financial advice, but this locks. You need to rebake or compound 10 times before you can take profits, right? And if you don't do that, you're going to get slapped with an 80% tax. So you can't rely, unfortunately, on people to do the right thing, because they won't do the right thing. You have to have a system that forces you, okay? So let's just go to some questions. CP when said devs are cash grabbing. Well, now that I think they started with good intentions in the beginning, but now when shit's starting to hit the fan, they just rushed the AVAX one, and it's turned out to be a complete screw up. And now they just they didn't help themselves by letting, you know, a whole bunch of whales in and bagging up first before they told everyone else. They should have had a fair launch. Like this one here, right? This B&B one. When this launched, there was nothing in the contract. Literally, there was no money. No one got told. No one got advances, or they were allowed to deposit first or anything. No, this was exactly at zero. And when I joined it, you know, I got I can't remember how many farmers I got, but I put in 2 B&B and I got like 2,000 something. I can't remember the exact amount. But you know, everyone at that particular time, there was nothing. You could see it. There was nothing in the contract, right? Ron Nell says, hilarious. All these forks are very compelling, but the same result. Yeah, you know what? The baked beans, all the old baked bean forks are they're basically useless. So don't join them. There's innovation in every sector. There's always innovation. You know what I mean? First of all, there's a dominant leader. Then there's forks, right? And then there's rugs of forks. People just whenever someone forks something, they can change a code, or they can get access to the liquidity, or get access to the funds in the smart contract. If that contract is somehow altered or whatever, they'll just rug. We've seen rugs actually already with baked beans, with the baked beans fork. And then there's rugs, and then after that there's innovation. And now we're seeing this point now that there's innovation. This space will evolve. It'll probably morph into something else, but that's what will happen. It'll just, you know, we've seen this with all these tomb forks, Om forks, titanium forks. We see this yield farming. We saw this with shitcoins. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. You know what I've just talked about. That process doesn't stop. Alpar14 says, not only cashing out on this project is directly related to the high referral fees, but YouTubers, which is developers' fault, but also many of the other scam projects are also to blame for YouTubers, because many uneducated YouTubers promoting scams without. Yeah, look, that's partly true. There are YouTubers that just launch videos. They just do videos just to get the referral commissions, and you can clearly tell they have no clue what they're talking about. I mean, I saw videos of baked beans in the beginning, and they said that the BCT token was part of the contract of baked beans. It's got nothing to do with it. They're both totally different contracts. So yeah, there's YouTubers out there that are promoting this stuff, but not all of them. There's actually good YouTubers out there that educate people. They're the ones that you should be following. Don't just follow these guys that just keep on launching videos, 3 videos a day. They're not teaching you anything. You know what I mean? There's no education there. Follow the YouTubers that are actually teaching you something of value. This one, this aping drip. I don't know whether this has got to do with drip or not. If you know if this has got to do with drip, comment below, but I would advise you not to join it, because what does this look like? This looks exactly the same as baked beans and toasted AVAX. It's the same fork. They've done nothing different. Yeah, it'll probably pump at first if all the drip heads get in, because they're losing money. They're not making money in drip. Drip's going down. The price of drip is going down. It's gone down for the last, just look at the chart, right? So that if they ape into this, yeah, that's all great, but it's going to meet the same fate. It's going to meet the same fate. You've got to learn from this stuff, right? These forks are useless. They're useless. So, I don't know. If someone knows anything that this is actually part of drip, officially a drip miner, comment below. But I wouldn't touch this. Okay, so this is the Bitcoin Beach Lightning wallet. I'm not paid by Bitcoin Beach. I'm just doing this because I think it's a cool wallet, and it's Lightning sitting on this. So you can actually send Bitcoin with basically minimal fees. Like, with the fees are so small, and you can actually buy a cup of coffee with this. So what we're going to do is, they've got this wallet. You can download it from Android or Play Store. You can actually see the people in El Salvador, Guatemala, South America, let's see, Venezuela. These are the people that are supporting this, especially in El Salvador. They're trying to, they've made Bitcoin legal tender, and they're trying to promote the Bitcoin network to grow it. And all these guys here, they're all using this wallet. So I don't know who they are. I'm just going to send them some money, because El Salvador, like, the average person there, is making very little money. I mean, there's people there that survive on $2 a day. You know what I mean? So I thought I'd just do my bit, just to send some money to them. They don't know where it's coming from. They have no clue, but they'll get a little bit of money. It's not a lot, but hey, you know what? If we all did this and just shared a bit of money to everyone else, use the Bitcoin Lightning Network, which I love Bitcoin. I've been very fortunate because of Bitcoin, and it's just my way of sort of